Hello everyone and welcome to the 17th installment of your favorite Arisen series. I'm your host Doma or Aries on several social media platforms and gaming platforms, and I am joined by my lovely Orizon Cast. Won't you please join us? You know who they are, and if you don't know who they are, then why are you starting at episode 17 of the first season of Arisen? It's kind of strange. This episode is going to be slightly different from the other episodes that we have done in the past. This is going to be a 2-hour episode, and just due to our policies, that means we are not going to be taking a break in the middle, just non-stop action the entire time. Everybody here is prepared for that, so you should too. If you're watching this on YouTube, then go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and get the stuff that you're going to need and strap in for basically a movie by conventional standards. And for those of you watching us live, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you waiting a little bit, as we were delayed slightly. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into our recap. Last time on Arisen D&D. Our heroes, after returning from the scouting that they did via the use of the altered ship of Grafford, Old Rusty being expanded and tweaked slightly, to allow more passengers and change its size at command from a sort of small scouting ship into a larger, almost cargo-like ship, allowing the transport of a small squadron of individuals. After finding the Isle of Cinder, the base of operations for the Ashborn, our heroes, along with a few soldiers and druids of Iron Grove, got into a bit of a scuffle, and was revealed to the fact of the mass production of the design of Raldir's thunder cannon, as each of the Ashborn that they were combating against was wielding one. Very troubling news for Grafford, as we find out later what his intentions, upon completion of their initial mission for the return to Southern Amali and Iron Grove, turned out to be. After returning and giving the report, Twergeth, who had gone off on his own after spotting the young prince along the edge of the floating island, the Isle of Cinder, and being denied the chance to bring the young prince back to the kingdom at the young prince's own desire to stay. The report was given, and Grafford was called and summoned to a meeting of the minds once again, wherein some almost form of betrayal was revealed, as Captain Bronzetree made use of the spell Zone of Truth. Grafford revealed the information that Sarok Aldan, the leader of the Beholder Reserve, had ordered the execution of Raldir Silverleaf after the destruction of the blueprints and the destruction of the Thunder Cannon, as to erase them, along with their creator, from existence. After finding out this information, Iron Grove made it a point to make the Beholder Reserve an enemy of the kingdom, and have sworn to mount a full attack on the Beholder Reserve after dealing with this Ashborn threat. How they will deal with the Ashborn threat has not yet been revealed, but meanwhile, on the Ashborn side, if you would like to know what's going on that side, you can go ahead and watch our previous episode. So, without further ado, we join our heroes once again after going about their usual business, have retired for the evening, and Yizit spending time once again with a mysterious, unnamed, not so fully elven smith along the western side of the city. So Piton and Grafford have reconvened back in the young prince's quarters in the third tower of Iron Grove Castle. The floor is yours. The interior of this room, the same as it's always been, and as night encroaches upon upon the sky. Very little light illuminates the room other than soft candlelight and lantern light. The first to arrive is Piton after searching tirelessly for Torgeth to ask him some questions about his sudden burst of confidence in flying out through the swarm of Ashborn phoenixes. You are shortly thereafter joined by Grafford.
Piton,
Yes?
how did your search go?
I was unable to find him, unfortunately. Maybe I can find him tomorrow.
Is it is going to stay with the blacksmith we had met not too long ago? So,
He really has a liking for that fellow, it seems.
well, based on his work, I would assume so. Anyone would take a liking to him.
I see. How did the meeting go?
We'll talk about that when Yizit gets back.
Okay. Good question. Can I see the collar around his neck or no?
Go ahead and make an investigation check. And give me the total.
A 3.
3. Nope.
It really ain't that one.
Dang.
Yeah, you can't see it, and just as a little bit of information, it is under the skin. It's not over it.
Okay.
Nor is it a collar.
Or is it a collar?
It isn't a collar. It sounds like a collar to me. It's a collar that's underneath the skin. Slowly.
It's like a bug bite.
It's just a vine choker.
Vine choker. She's in her new
Grafford with a choker.
No.
Legendary. Is it? Could you remind me? Because it's gonna take 3 days. You just started. The day is just started, correct? So we still got those 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the sake of brevity, I'd rather just skip past these 3 days. Kind of just give me what you want to accomplish, and we'll see about condensing it and getting it done. On the 3rd day, Grafford, you are summoned once again, but I assume that Piton is going to keep looking for Torgeth over the course of these days. Yizit's going to stay with the smith. Grafford, what are you going to do?
I'm going to just try and relax and unwind and read the Draconic book.
Okay, go ahead and make a straight intelligence check.
Or at least try to understand what this Draconic book is trying. I'm deciphering how to learn it.
Yeah. It's by no means, for those who are more familiar with D&D, a tome of learning. It is really just an instructual, almost like dictionary, like a word-to-word type basis, common to Draconic.
Could have gotten a 16 or a 19 or a 17, but I got the 3 in the middle of all of them. That's an 8.
An 8? Okay. You learn a few more words. You learn how to say, my name is Grafford.
Nice.
But it's a very odd language. Most of it in just the way that it speaks. The adjective is placed in the middle of the sentence with usually where the end of the sentence is at the beginning. So it's almost reversed, but jumbled up. And just by piecing that together in your knowledge, is kind of similar to the way that dragons sort of act in general, usually getting straight to the point with their ferocity. So their speech reflects this.
Neat.
And you do that for for the time that you are not called upon. Patan, go ahead. Actually, how are you going to go about this? Because you already have some information about where Torgeth is supposed to be.
Climb the trees.
I wish I could climb the trees. Let's see.
I mean, you could climb the tree, but then you have to go into like a birdhouse size hole.
Exactly. And how am I gonna do that?
Exactly.
What is the best way to tell a bird from someone else, or someone else as a bird to someone else?
Not sure what you mean by that. I don't think you can speak with animals.
I think she's speaking Draconic.
Rakesh,
Because I can't understand it.
How do you mean? Like, do you want to try and
speak
with an actual bird? You know that the guards can turn into birds.
Yeah.
Basically, anybody of power can assume some sort of avian form.
I might take that back. I think I'm just gonna use the old techniques that I used, or the what I used the other day.
You're gonna talk
And
to
if
people?
Yes. Well, I'm not gonna talk to people because I already know where he'll most likely be.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try and talk to the animals basically.
Okay. Just go ahead and make a general perception check as the next day comes forward on the second day. And at the break of dawn, you hear birds, and you immediately perk up in your pile of pillows, because if I remember correctly, Yizit and Patan sleep on the floor in pillows, and Grafford is in the king-size bed in his gnomish body.
Yes, I use my cloak as a very cozy blanket. I got a 3. Could have been an 18, a 14, or 11.
That's the theme of tonight.
That's good. That's good.
It could have been a 4, but I have a negative.
I hope you guys don't get 3s all the way throughout the night. Otherwise, fan artists will be upset.
Yep.
Alrighty, so you perk up at the sound of birds, thinking, "This is my chance!" And you immediately run outside, half still awake, completely clothed because you sleep in your clothes like a weirdo. And you run outside. Go ahead and make a perception. You already made the perception, and it was like a 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, you don't see any birds at all.
Crippling depression? No,
Scream out Rakesh.
No. I'm gonna try and look in the more like the ring of trees, I guess. Around the ring of the trees.
Okay, make an investigation check. At disadvantage because it's really far away.
Okay.
What was the first roll?
So the first roll was a 6, and the second was a 3.
Another 3.
With another natural 1.
Why does this game hate me?
You don't really see anything, but you do catch the attention of this younger looking elven woman, probably just before, if you could imagine an elf in their teenage years, like almost looking like an adult but not quite. Some features haven't come to complete fulmination yet, if that's a word. And she approaches you as you're kind of just looking around at the trees with this sort of determination in your eyes. Hello? Excuse me?
I'm gonna turn to the lady, or the elf. Hello.
Are you looking for someone?
Indeed I am. I'm looking for Twerkus Woodnut.
Well, you're looking in the right direction, but I don't think you would be able to get up there. Why are you looking for the Woodnut family?
I wanted to see how he was doing after some events, and I needed to ask him some questions.
Well, somebody must have told you, since you're looking towards the trees, that is where our nature speakers, the wind speakers, stay. But I think you're going about this in the wrong way. You should probably ask someone who could help you. I'm sorry that I can't, but he should be up there. He shoots you 2 thumbs up.
Thank you. I did ask a few people the other day. They didn't give me much information, unfortunately, but I appreciate you helping me.
I just see a lovely young lady just looking lost on her own, and I just have to help.
Thank you. I am quite new, I guess you can say.
Well, may the trees watch over you. And she waves and turns and walks away.
I will wave her goodbye.
How do you want to go about doing this?
Well, I guess I'm gonna ask maybe the guards or anyone that's close by that isn't that woman where, like, maybe a better direction of where I could go.
Make a perception check.
I don't know why, but the way you phrased that lady leaving made me just think. She spreads out her wings and goes.
I really don't like this. I really don't like these rolls.
Oh my god, Angie, another nat 1.
With a
Guess what?
-1 modifier.
It's a 0.
So effectively a 0. You look around and you're just blinded. You're just blinded.
Hello.
And as you continue to look around, eventually you're tapped on the shoulder. Excuse me. Are you trying to knock into people? And as your vision kind of begins to come back, you are much farther where you were originally, and you almost knocked over this almost kind of push cart of fruit.
Tom is going to look around and then look at the. Oh, what am I?
You're in Iron Grove.
What exactly? I kind of wouldn't.
Well, you were 10 feet over there, and then you walked in circles for about 5 minutes, and then you kind of did this little zigzag thing, and then you almost walked into that apple guy.
I see. I'm very sorry.
Or have you had one too many? It's against the law to be intoxicated in the public hour.
I don't quite understand. I was blinded for a moment.
I've been told that before. My cascading radiant beauty does that to people.
Oh, I see. Indeed.
Just for point of reference, the guards wear full silver armor that doesn't reveal any facial features about them. Just as a reminder. Anyway, well, do you need help with something then?
God. I'm trying to find. Twerketh Woodnut.
Oh, we could have a messenger go up there and get him for you. Where do you want to meet him, or would he already know?
I guess whatever he would prefer, but.
So probably does he know a place already that you've met with him?
Not really.
And this is I know I sound like one of the guards that are at the castle, but I'm not that person. That's my brother.
I,
The DM only has so many voices he can give to guards.
Oh god.
So he already knows a place then, yeah?
Not really. If he doesn't know one, then tell him to go to Castle Ivengorov in the garden.
So he already knows a place then where you'll be.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, can I get a name?
Baton.
I'll make sure that his Lady Piton is looking for him. And he sort of writes it down on a piece of parchment real quick. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
No, thank you very much.
Alright, we'll get that taken care of.
Thank you.
And he kind of takes a few steps forward, and you watch as his form shrinks just into a very tiny bird, then flies away.
I wish I could do that.
Oh, third level spell, Polymorph. It's right around the corner.
Well, I guess Baton is gonna head to the garden now.
All right. So it's about the second day, and you hear a knock at the door, Grafford, that causes you to look away from your book as you have the blankets of the bed kind of pulled up to your waist, and you have about 100 or so pillows behind you that you're kind of leaning up against, with some tea that one of the several service people of the castle has brought to you. Kind of holding it in front of you with the Draconic for Dummies open to a page on your lap, and you just hear a knock at the door.
I'll put the tea aside. Hopefully, I'm close enough to put it on like a...
You need to scooch about 2 feet over. Because you're in the middle and like it's a big bed.
I guess I'll
really
stand
small.
up with the tea
And walk on the bed.
Yeah, walk on the bed, put it there.
Put it on. You have to reach up, put it on the bedside table.
Hop off.
Yep. Make a dexterity saving. And you approach the door, I assume?
Try.
Okay.
Try me.
The door, you hear another knock.
I'll go ahead and open the door. Oh, come on, if I can jump onto a tall guy's face, this is nothing.
Yeah, Grafford's got them ups, yo.
Uppies.
Gallows one uppies.
One of the most unluckiest people currently.
So you reach up, grab the door, and then like use gravity to turn it. And you just see a guard standing there in silver armor. Hello.
It's this guy again.
There's one that works in the castle. Grafford, the captain is requesting your presence again. Have you met my brother?
I don't believe I have. Does he work with you around here?
No, people get us confused all the time because we sound the same. We're twins. And I am the most interesting character that the DF has ever created, apparently. And he works out in the city. But if you hear someone who sounds like me out there, it's not me, it's my brother. So don't get us confused because it really pisses us off. We sound totally different.
I see, I'll make a note of that.
Alright, the captain wants to see you.
I'll head over there immediately.
Like, right now. I'm supposed to escort you.
Alright.
You should probably change out of your pajamas then.
I was already gonna do that. I'm gonna close the door.
I'm supposed to.
I will change into my proper clothing and head out.
Well, I guess I'll just wait out here then. Iron Grove is great.
I'll change, open the door, and head out with this guy.
Iron Grove. Oh, you're ready to go then. Oh, well, let's get a move on. And, you make your way down the stairs to the two guards that are standing there. Alright, I'm escorting him. Well, okay then, see you soon.
Oi, this guy. That's pretty short.
Hello, Grafford. Anyway, so you get escorted.
Wow, there's a lot of the guys. A lot of the guys don't sound remotely similar.
It was miracle, octuplets.
Oh my god. Mother must be so proud.
She is.
She sounds like this.
Oh,
What do you
my
think
dear
we all got?
sons. Anyway. So you make your way over to the office, to the meeting room, the same place that you've been before. And this time it's not everybody. It's just well, sorry, not the office where everyone was, but Bronze Tree's office. That you've been in before. So you make your way inside. Grafford. Please, have a seat.
I will do so.
Hit!
Alright. You need to cut that out.
So you climb up the kind of bottom parts of the stool like a ladder. And then you sit down on the top of it, almost climbing a tiny mountain for you. And then you stand up on the stool so you can see over the desk. I will never stop making short jokes about Grafford.
I'm gonna become a warlock and ask for like 2 extra feet. Gives me feet on my hands.
I want to be a dwarf.
The birds
Thank
just keep
the
on
Lords.
coming, seriously.
So, as soon as you get up there, Bronze Tree pulls out a few rolls of parchment from a compartment in his desk, and then he says, I'm going to need you to sign these.
I'm going to thoroughly look over them.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation to use my eyes?
Mhm.
Nothing uses my eyes. I could be blind.
What was the roll?
I haven't rolled it yet. I need my eyes for that one, sorry. 16.
Okay. As you read it over, it's actually a very ominous document. It's basically agreeing to the fact that you are to be pardoned of your ill intentions towards the royalty, and regarded as a prisoner of war when the time comes for the assault on the Beholded Reserve. And that those that are with you are also to be regarded as prisoners of war and will be kept in captivity over the course of the attack, and will have nothing to do with it post being the navigator of the ship. And it basically outlines a plan about how it's going to happen. They're going to use your expanded version of Old Rusty and then store about 10,000 soldiers that are all in bird form underneath the deck and on top of the deck that will then attack the docks and then make their way through and eradicate everything and everyone. And it's just saying that you agree to all of this, and that signing this contract binds you to it, and go ahead and make an Arcana check as well.
Oh boy. This is all kinds of jank.
Oh, it's really fucked, yeah.
23.
You can tell that this parchment is magical as well. And with what was your investigation again?
16.
One page is entirely runic letters. And as you're reading through this runic text, you can see that it is laced with magic that is actually supposed to be snuck in between words. And you realize that each of the periods at the end of the sentences are not indeed periods, but very, 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 very tiny arcane symbols. And as you, it was 23, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you beat the 20. It would, as soon as you sign this, you would be dominated. The dominate mind spell would be cast on you.
Well, reading this over is quite hard. As for the spell imbued in it, I'd rather not sign this.
He doesn't flinch.
I will agree to this completely, but I'd rather not have this upon my head. Just gonna place the parchment back down.
He doesn't flinch. And you hear a voice from behind you. Graffit, I think you should sign. And you turn around and you see a very familiar little cinnamon roll that he is, Twig, kind of just standing in a very dark corner, folding arm over arm with green magic dancing between his hands, kind of looking almost saddened on his face. What do you do?
Twig, you know I can't sign this. I agree with this all, of course. Being able to be pardoned from all this is extremely nice, as well as my group.
Make a strength saving throw.
You had to give me strength.
I mean, it's the spell.
Oh no! 17.
Ooh,
16. Sorry.
16?
16.
Ah, that made a huge difference because you needed to beat 16.
Bumper.
I
Yeah.
thought you said to match the DC.
Oh, the DC is 17.
Oh.
Like so close. So you watch as leaping forward from the green energy, you just see Twig kind of just sigh and hang his head down, and 3 tendrils of green light fly in your direction and almost form themselves into vines that wrap around you, and then Bronze Tree scoops up the parchment.
Balling my hands and fists.
Okay.
I'm balling my hands and fists. I cannot hold anything.
He kind of just scoops it away and then says, "Well, that's a shame. You will be held in captivity along with the rest of your crew until the time comes for you to be a navigator. Such a waste." And then you hear him say, "Do you speak Elvish?
Do I speak Elvish?
Do you speak Elvish?
I don't
Do
think he
I
does.
speak Elvish?
Do you speak
No,
Elvis?
I do not.
You don't speak Elvis. Okay.
I ain't nothing but a hound dog. I do.
Damn bandito. Anyway, do you or do you not?
I don't.
Okay. So he says something in Elvish that goes over your head, and then the door opens, kind of creaks open. Oh, this again. Okay. Could I get a hand over here? I'm on my way. And two guards come in and kind of lift you almost like a hog. One's carrying you from your head, one's carrying you from your feet. And they take you over to the prison holding place where you were at the beginning of the arc. But before that happens, one of them is like, "Oh yeah, Twergeth, your girlfriend's looking for you. She's at the castle." And Twig just goes bright red, and then nods in confusion, and then they take you away. And yeah, they lock you up. Patan, you're waiting in the garden, right?
Indeed so.
All right. So you watch this happen. You watch Grafford being carried like a hog back into the prison by two guards. And then one of them says, "Oh, hey, it's you again. I told Twergeth, I'm not supposed to call him that. My bad. I said Twergeth. Don't tell anyone. I told Twergeth where you were gonna be."
Okay, but why are you taking him
Oh
to
yeah,
prison?
we need to get you too. Let us put him away. Where's the scaly one?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find him too then. I don't know why we're carrying him like this. I could probably just cradle him like a baby. Could you go and find the other one? Yeah, I can do that.
I can walk, you know.
I don't know why I did it in his voice though.
It's like bat wings.
Kind of sounds like baby talk. Like he's starting to cradle him, then he starts.
Oh, look at you. Oh, do. So he actually does hold you up and cradles you like a child, and then walks you inside, and then gently puts you down, and then puts you in a cage. And he's like, "Okay, now I need to go get the other one." And he closes the door.
Wait, hold on.
As he's going out the door, he turns to you and says, "Do you know where the third one is?"
Let's see here. Blacksmith?
Question.
Okay.
Check there.
Check where?
Oh, I said blacksmith?
Oh, okay.
Check there.
Okay. Thank you.
Patan is gonna look for an escape plan.
Okay. You. What do you do in that time? Where do you go?
She's gonna go to. So where's do I know where the shortest, where the trees are shortest in the area?
No, the only trees that are inside of this hidden kingdom are the giant ones that surround and form the walls around the kingdom.
Is there any way through them or over them that I can?
Not without the greenish gemstones on the signet ring or the pendant.
Okay. I get.
Unless you could fly over them, but then you'd be subject to the enchantment of the forest.
What if I stood near the wall for a while?
You're gonna wait over there?
I'm thinking maybe go over the wall, but stay by the trees of that surround Evergreen. Don't go into the forest itself.
Well, you would need to fly about. What's halfway to the clouds in height?
I don't know.
Like 16,000 feet.
Yeah, well, they're not that big. I would say that they're.
Which cloud type?
I would say that they're about 800 feet tall.
The lowest cloud?
Okay,
Yeah,
then
the
I
lowest
can do
clouds.
that.
They're about 800 feet tall. They're ginormous.
I guess I'm gonna try and go to the most populated area without trying to be seen. With my hood as the best I can to cover my face with my hood so no one sees me.
Okay, make a stealth check. Why not? There's not a lot of people out.
6,000 feet.
There's not a lot of people out. It's they're 800 feet tall.
17.
17? Okay. So you run out, and make a perception check for me. Please let it.
9.
I was about to say, please let it be out of the natural one.
No.
Oh, that would be so funny. Because Patan would just be canonically blind then, like.
Again, I don't want that, please.
9, you said? 9 total?
Yes.
Okay, so well, that's a natural 7 on my perception to find you. So as you leave through the portcullis, there are 8 guards standing guard at the front, and you see one of them say, "We hope you enjoyed your stay. Enjoy your day."
Python is just gonna give them a little nod.
And then in the distance you
go as
hear,
quickly as possible.
"Alright, time to fight the other one.
Run.
Wait, where'd she go?" I hope that sounded far away enough.
It did. Python is gonna start running at that point.
Yep, you run and run and run and run. And then you, because you're running and you're like looking over your shoulder to make sure that they don't see you running, you slam into someone and it knocks you and the other person over and you kind of land on your face. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me. You're at least 5 feet tall, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
cool.
a triple somersault, Angie.
It's a
Fly.
13.
13? I mean, you take 1 point of damage. You fell at least 5 feet.
Cheater.
And you hear a... Can somebody remind me what Twig's voice sounds like?
Really?
I can't remember.
It's a lot of.
Yeah, but what was the accent?
Well?
Yo, oh, it's yo, very big. Yes, it's that one. Got it.
Yeah, that one.
Because the first time I did his voice was when you looked
Use
at use it. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Apologies. It's been a while since I've done his voice. And you hear, "Ow! Who? What?"
Python is going to apologize quickly, get up and run.
Wait, Patan?
She's gonna keep on running.
Patan! As you continue to run, where are you running to?
I have no idea. I'm trying to find the safest place I can that isn't as populated with guards.
Okay, make a perception check. Give me the total on that.
I got a 0.
It should be canon that whenever you roll a perception of 1, you lose an eye.
No.
Make a history check then. You slam face first into a wall. Take 1 point of damage.
I got a 7 on the history check.
Okay, you know what? I'll just give it to you. You know that the area, that's kind of like the slum area of the city doesn't have a lot of guards there from when you were looking around for information about the Ashborn the first time.
Thank you. I'm gonna go there instantly.
Okay, so you run in that direction. As you're running in that direction, you see Yizit kind of just generally helping the smith who is outside, and you see what looks like the mouth of a dragon being formed out of metal.
Tona's
on
gonna
the
quickly
anvil.
run over to Yizit.
Okay.
Yizit, they're after us. We have to go.
What am I doing at this point?
You're kind of holding a barrel, like a pretty hefty barrel of this. At this point, you would know arcanely purified water, which helps in the stabilization process of some of these rare metals, and the casting and solidification that prevents cracking and whatnot. It's important water. You're kind of just holding one. Well, two. Why not? Because you're strong. Bucket. And she kind of just runs up to you, and you like blink one eye at a time at her.
Did you say bucket?
I thought he said.
I said fuck it. I said fuck it. You're strong. This is an adult show.
Am I standing next to the smith?
Relatively close.
All right. I'm gonna assume he heard this. So.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. He doesn't even look up from his work. He's very focused.
Yeah. I'll roll kind of my head over toward him and look for a second.
Okay.
And then just use one big old paw and shove baton toward his door.
Okay, so you know what? Sure. You were carrying both of these barrels that are easily twice the size of Grafford in height and weight and width. In
So,
one
like-
arm, kind of like two kegs.
So like 2 feet and 50 pounds?
No. They're
Stop
pretty
roasting
big. 4 times. Stop roasting. You grilled.
Smoke.
And okay, Patan, do you resist this?
I'll just okay. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Okay, so you
I guess-
drop both of them, and then kind of put your hand on her back, and then just shove her towards the door, which is slightly ajar already.
I thought it was a door, not a jar.
Da 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 da. And he shoves you inside. What do you do afterwards? Is it?
I close the door and step back over to the smith and see if there's any indication he's paying attention.
Nope, none whatsoever. Entirely focused on his work.
I'll bring the water closer.
All right. And you continue to go about the business, until eventually you see a small bird just land on the ground in front of you, and then kind of grow. Point of order: this bird has 2 tiny little antlers, just really tiny, and kind of grows larger, and then you just see a twig. Excuse me, is it? Where's Patan? I saw her running in this direction.
As he's talking, like halfway through his sentence, I just turn back to the smith. I'm not paying attention.
Right. Okay. Patan?
John is going to remain quiet in the building.
Okay, I need to make sure that I need to see if this is actually a druid spell. 1 second. I didn't want that to get captured. I apologize, audience.
Squeak.
Squeak.
I usually have the book on hand. Apologies. Need to make sure that this is actually a druid spell. Grafford. Cold. That is all. That's going on with you. No, they don't have that. That's
It's a
upsetting.
bit chilly. Better get a bowl and spoon.
What's your intelligence score again? Is it?
10.
Okay. Make a charisma saving throw. Or it's a wisdom saving throw, sorry.
Ah. $19.
you save against it, and you realize that Twig was trying to cast a charm person on you. And then you just hear him say, "Oh, poopy."
I'm gonna turn back to Twig, take 2 steps toward him, and just ball up a fist.
No, please. I just need to know what Baton is so I can help her. And he kind of
would like
recoils
to-
and like puts his hands up to his face.
Can
I would
Baton
like
hear
to-
them?
Yes, you can.
I would like
I'm
to make
gonna-
an attack, but
Okay.
stop it at the last second,
Okay.
like an inch away from his face.
And you hear him go, "Ah!"
I'd like to
And
peek
the-
out the door if there's like a small opening from the door.
Yeah, here. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess. If it's on. I'm not really sure. I just didn't want to make you make another stealth
Maybe.
check.
21, I think.
21. Okay. So you open the door ever so slightly, and it's at the moment where you see Yizit kind of just raising a fist up, about to hit Twig, who's kind of cowering.
I'd like to roll my attack.
No.
Go.
Baton is gonna quickly come out and try to stop them.
Okay. Roll your attack. It's an unarmed, so
20.
20. Well, yeah, that would have hit if you were trying to hit him. And just goes, "Ah!"
And I'm gonna lower the fist and just get in real close. I suggest you don't do that again. And I'm gonna walk back to the smith.
And as you're walking back, he looks and then he sees Patan kind of standing out in the door frame, kind of just frozen in the moment, kind of with her arm out like she was going to do something. But then you stopped, seeing that Yizit stopped. Patan, we need to leave now.
Huh?
We need to go before they find you.
Okay.
And
What are gonna
he
bring me to
casts
them?
polymorph on you.
What? Oh gosh.
And he turns you into a board that I was gonna say.
Oh,
A
Lord.
board.
And now
Bird.
Jeffrey's huge.
I'm a bird now.
Polymorph is a concentration.
Also, I think she gets a save unless it's a willing target.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. Like, are you willing?
Yeah, I'm willing.
Okay.
If he says it's save, I have trust in him.
Okay, he's not gonna turn you into a bird. He's gonna turn you into a squirrel.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, a squirrel. And he's just going to scoop you up and put you in his green robes, and then start to walk away.
Baton is just gonna be there like, oh god, this is happening.
All right. And for the sake of brevity, he takes you over to Grafford, and you see Grafford standing in the cell. And Grafford, have you tried jiggling the door at all, or have you just kind of been sitting there waiting? Grafford?
No, actually, I've been leaning against the wall, creating a noir scene.
Okay.
It's cold. Very cold.
And then that's when I saw her. Well, him, holding her, walking in through the door. As I
That's
stood
when I
from the
saw him.
inside of the cell, I
With
saw
a squirrel.
a squirrel inside his hands. And I had a question, but I already knew the answer.
It was Twig, with 2 twigs in his hair.
That's where I got the name. You see, I've always been a... Okay, we need to stop that. I could keep going. I love film noir. So he comes inside. He's holding he pulls a squirrel out of his coat. Doesn't faze you. And he puts it down, releases concentration on polymorph, and then he looks at the door, which isn't even locked. He kind of jiggles it and it opens. Well, that was easy. You both look at each other.
This is how you know it's supposed to be a ship.
You both look at each other and it's like, oh. And he looks...
That's adorable.
I'm just a character. And looks towards Grafford. Grafford, we need to leave now.
Hi.
And risk getting everything even worse than it already is?
You don't understand. They didn't tell you everything. They're going to send everybody out to where we were, and kill all of them. And I fear for Aldia. I mean the young prince. The young prince.
It's okay.
Love to.
Well, I didn't hear about this. Let's go. We need to get Yizit.
Wait,
We have until tomorrow. They're preparing everything today, and then they're gonna leave. Leave in squadrons tomorrow. They were just going to try and keep you here. I think what we need to do is we need to get everyone in here, and just wait. I'll make sure that your cells are unlocked, so that way we can go and help them in secret and get the young prince. Well, they think you're still here.
Understood. Do what you need to.
We need Yizit. Otherwise the plan completely fails.
Tell him I sent you to get him here. He should listen
And it's
to that.
at that moment that Yizit, you see about 6 guards kind of approaching, coming down the street, walking towards you with purpose.
Sorry, my audio glitched. Can you repeat that?
You see about 6 guards, maybe about 60 or so feet away from you, walking towards you with purpose.
And they see me.
Yeah, they're walking in your direction.
I'm gonna turn to the smith and say, I'm not sure I'll be able to stick around to help finish this one.
He does not falter, does not flinch, does not move, and continues in the working process.
Well, in that case, I pick up Dragon's Maw.
Alright,
I plant it in the ground with my right hand, and I just stand there watching them.
And they approach towards you, closing 10 feet at a time, 50, 40, 30, 20. You just stand still?
Pretty much.
Alright, until they come up. And one of them steps forward. They were in 2 lines of 3. We're supposed to take you to the room for a little while. Yazat was your name, yeah?
Yizit is going to pretend that he doesn't speak their language.
I thought his name was Yizzy Busy.
It's Big Yeezy.
It's little Yuz.
So he's just going to cock his head, and the
Okay.
jaw comes open and snaps a couple times. Very slightly.
Make a performance check with advantage. Either way, it's going to be a charisma check.
11.
11? Let's make an insight. That is a natural 4 for a total of 6. Oh, yeah, he's a lizard man. He doesn't speak our language, he's too dumb. Are you with us? Oh, and you hear, hey, Jonathan, don't you speak Draconic? And the other one in the back like, yeah, I speak Draconic. Rakesh. That means follow us in Draconic.
The fist is just going to close a little tighter on the sword, and the eyes are going to narrow.
Rakesh, you is busy? See, it's working. He's starting to react.
10 out of 10 would rate that soldier again.
Well, come on, you heard him. Let's go.
Are they making any hand gestures?
Yeah, they're like kind of making a beckoning gesture with their arms, almost as if they're trying to beckon a like dog towards them.
I'll just start repeating it back at them.
What?
The gestures.
Oh. See, it's learning. It's learning. Right, okay. I think we need a little more of a primal way to make him come with us. Make a strength saving throw.
Okay, let me check my skills really quick.
I think you have proficiency with strength saves as a feater.
I do. Yeah, okay, it's for anything that doesn't use proficiency. So that is 26.
Oh yeah, so they try and cast entangling vines on you, and you kind of just they almost fly at like a silly string towards you. They land on you, and you kind of just like use one hand, like index finger and thumb, and just rip it off really easily, like tearing through paper. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, and 3 of them kind of get behind you and just start to push you.
The second that one lays a hand on me, I'm gonna cold cock him, and I'm not pulling it this time.
Okay, make an unarmed attack.
$11.
that doesn't work. Whoa there, big guy. Take it easy so we don't have to get physical. Come on. And they start to push you more.
Can they?
There's 3 of them.
I'd
So-
assume it'd be hard with his sword stuck in the ground.
Well, he's
Also, yes.
didn't you stick him in the ground and then walk away from it though?
No. I was
He
holding
had a
on
hand
to
on it.
Okay. They're gonna. Okay.
I would like to try to use my tail to trip one of them behind me.
Make another unarmed attack then.
I'll also roll performance because I want it to be an accident.
Afterwards, if it connects.
23.
Yep, it does. I'll try and play it off. That it was an accident.
Would that be
Another
performance
crit.
or
It would be
sleight of hand?
performance. Because you're not trying to hide it, you're trying to make it obvious that it was an accident.
Okay. 7.
Insight check. Natural 12. Alright, buddy. Okay. And he does a whistle, and you see about 20 birds kind of just heading in your direction. So
Is it seeing this? 6 is one thing, 26 is another. He's just gonna be like, yeah. Well, that was fun. I'll see you next time, Smith. And he'll throw the sword over his shoulder and start walking.
what the fuck? I know, I laughed a little too. See, I told you he knew what we were saying.
Rakesh.
My draconic is impeccable.
Is that guy walking in front of me?
Yeah.
Do I have
No.
access to the back of his underwear?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh no, it's gonna be obvious.
Oh no, it's to like get between the armor plates. I needed to make a dexterity check.
Aww.
8.
8. No. Hey there, I don't swing that way, friendo.
Swing whichever way I swing you.
Make an intimidation check.
This is great.
Intimidation.
Oh my god, a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Well, I'll be Rakished in the ass.
Oh, you will be.
Anyway, as we pull away from the NSFW side of the podcast, for the sake of brevity, you're tossed in jail too. They lock you up, and Twig turns into hearing the sound of about 26 soldiers marching. Does he have this? I need to grab his character sheet real quick. Yeah, okay, cool, he does. He's gonna cast a meld with stone, and he's just gonna become one with the wall. Hide. Oh yeah, fucking 22 stealth check. So you just watch as he presses himself up against the wall, and then his skin starts to turn the same color, almost like a chameleon, and then he kind of just phases into it, almost like dipping into water. They come in, they lock you up, make sure it's locked, and a single guard stands there. Hey, you get, we need one of us to watch him, don't you think? Yeah, I can do it. Well, alright then, I guess you're in charge then, Giuseppe. Alright. Hey you guys, how you doing? Walks up like between the bars. Hello.
Good to see you again.
I don't think we've met before.
Ah. Huh.
Baton is still with Twig, correct?
No, he had you stand in one of the cells.
Yep.
Damn it. I wanted to stay with him. Aww.
Well then, it's good to meet you, Giuseppe.
That's the name, don't wear it out. Your friend here was a bit of a case. Made me fall on my ass. Kinda funny though, I'll give you that one, Yizzy Busy.
Eh.
I didn't know that he was a comedian. You should keep him around, he's kinda funny. Right, well, I'm going to just stand here. I guess it's my job to entertain you as well. I think myself a bit of a comedian.
I'd really love Jeffrey right now, so I wouldn't have to hear his jokes.
Were we, or I guess was I, disarmed or...
No.
Like, absolutely everything is still on my person.
Yes. Everybody has
including the
everything.
thunder cannon.
Yes.
Do I know where Twig went?
You know what? He was in your cell too. Like he was in the process of getting you in there, and he kind of just pushed you in as they were approaching, and then melded with the wall inside. So he's like slightly to your right, the right wall.
Oh, okay.
But can Twig bamf in and out of existence? True question.
Alright, so this is my opener, right? Two guards of Iron Grove walk into a bar.
Immediately, Baton is going to go to the farthest corner of the cell and cover her ears so she doesn't have to listen.
Okay. Oh wow, tough crowd. One says to the other, "Hey, what's grey is real shiny and the best." The other one says, "I don't know, Giuseppe. You're the funniest guy alive that I've ever met and the most handsomest ever. How could I possibly know? A simpleton like me and a genius like you. Well, I'm glad you asked. I should have assumed because of my superior intelligence. It's the symbol of Iron Grove, the silver leaf." And then they both laugh. Ha 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 ha. What do you think?
Yizid is going to close his eyes and his ear flaps.
Can I scrunch my entire face like I just ate a lemon?
You do so.
Baton
But-
Jeffrey was here right now.
Patad, you actually hear a snicker come from the wall to the right.
here listening.
Twig thought it was funny.
Punch the wall, Angie. Punch the wall.
I'm going to lightly tap the wall. Like, I'm gonna do like a light punch. Like, yeah, a joke punch, I guess you can call it.
Ow.
Sorry.
Alright. So that one didn't go over too well. I've got another one. There are 3 of me. 1 is green. Another is blue. And another one's grey. What am I? It's more like a riddle, not really a joke, but if you get the answer, it's kinda cool.
Are there any windows?
No.
Damn.
Anyone? Any takers? Okay, it's the moons, you know? And then I like pull down my pants, usually in the joke. The moons.
It's gonna step to the bar,
Okay,
and he's gonna look at the guard.
okay.
I've got a joke for you too.
Alright, if I could use it in my act, it would be pretty good.
What do you call it when Iron Grove guards put on their silver armor?
Getting ready for work, duh.
Canned food.
Baton
And
is
I
gonna
wanna
laugh
try
at
to-
this.
I want to try to grab the front of his armor and crack his head against the bars.
Okay.
Not to kill.
Make a non-lethal. Just go ahead and make an unarmed attack, I guess.
$22.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna hit.
Jesus.
Roll damage. Actually,
Unarmed
you don't throw
is-
damage, sorry. It's what's your strength modifier?
4.
Okay, so you deal 5 points of damage. I'm just gonna make a constitution save for him. That is a natural 4.
Nice.
Oh,
And
that's
as he
kind of
falls-
a
And as he falls, Yizit's just gonna that one's a killer.
Baton is gonna laugh.
You hear Twig burst out laughing.
Baton is gonna quickly shut Twig up, like cover his mouth.
Raldir takes psychic damage because he felt that all the way from there.
10 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's one way to stop a show.
So, you guys stay there for a day,
What happened
and
to the guard?
I would like to, after this, lean out my water skin and just pour water on his face to wake him up.
okay.
Sure he's not drowning?
I don't care.
He's drowning. It sounds like he's drowning.
Well, I'm not drowning him.
No, that's
Smashing with
my character acting. See, I thought it was pretty good too. What happened?
Can my face scrunch any more like
It
physically
begins to go
possible?
inwards.
Thank you. I'm just gonna look at the rest of the group just with that face. Just...
Same.
Yeah, as he goes to get up, I'll put an arm through the bars and actually help him.
Oh, thank you very much. It's time for me to go to sleep. It's getting kinda late, I think. I'm not tired because I was asleep then too. I think you just fucked my sleep schedule.
And go to sleep.
Oh well, bye-bye. He leaves.
He probably
gonna
shouldn't sleep after
get
a head
some
injury.
Oh, no, he shouldn't. You don't.
You're
One of the octuplets is probably gonna die.
Oh
Maybe
no!
that's why he's tired, because he has a concussion.
And then you just hear
Oh no!
Oh,
You're...
I'm gonna uncover his mouth.
a.
I'm so sorry.
And he lets go of the Meldwa stone. Could you not do that again, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't want him to find out you were here.
Okay.
Baton is gonna start freaking out in the corner.
Make a wisdom saving throw for panic attack.
Anxiety attack.
And he's going to open the door and then close it behind him. You're fine.
Damn it.
And he just looks at the three of you and says, "Okay, so you just need to wait here, and after they leave, I can sneak you out. It should be around early in the dawn tomorrow."
Can I at least come with you? I don't really want to be in a cell all night.
They're probably going to be back.
I don't know that.
They're not going to leave you
They would have
unguarded.
put someone here already.
Well,
Leave them be, Patan. Go on.
I won't be too far. I won't.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
I'll be back. Just don't leave. And he walks over and grabs a set of keys, locks Grafford and Paton's door, and then hands the keys to Grafford. If something happens, leave.
Wait. Not a smart move leaving it with the short person. Here, give it to Patan.
Okay. Paton goes over.
Cool.
You extend your hands out, and he kind of cups your hand under his, and he puts it in your hand, and then closes your hands together. Something happens. Leave. And he
Don't
leaves.
get yourself hurt.
As he's walking away. Send food.
He reaches into his robes and pulls out a small little blue, like almost blueberry, and says, "Here you go."
I will gladly take it.
Or he gives it to
Yizid.
Yizid.
If Yizid doesn't need it all, you.
I'll take it. And I'm guessing this thing just looks like a grain of sand in my paw.
Well, it's almost like strawberry size. It's actually pretty big.
I know
Oh,
what
okay.
it is.
I mean, I'll eat it, sure.
And you feel full after eating the one berry.
I know that one.
This is heathen magic, and I now love him.
It's a good berry for those of you who don't know.
Mm-hmm. Makes you feel instant.
One of my least
full.
favorite druid spells.
What do you mean?
For survival campaigns, it breaks the immersion. But in
Literally
this
does.
case, it's comedic. So you eat it, and then for the sake of brevity, we are going to fast forward. Now, I want everybody to make a group decision right now because I'm about to swap to the Ashbourne side. Shall we have it in secret time or not in secret time?
It's up to
I'm down to listen.
you.
I want to listen.
I kind of want to listen too, but I feel it's up
Well,
to Delta.
Delta.
Put me on the spot here.
welcome to D&D Improv. That's kind of what D&D is.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome Delta.
Hey, I mean, sure, if you want.
Okay.
Sweet.
Well, don't worry. As we make our way back to the Ashbourne side, a couple of days have passed with the preparations that had started immediately after the attack on the Isle of Cinder and the discovery of the Isle of Cinder. Morning comes on the third day after. You wake up. It was another really late night of meeting, and just as you're waking up in the morning, what's her actual name? I need my notes.
Arena.
Huh? What was it?
Arena.
Oh no,
Daybreak.
it was Reyna. That's right. Reyna walks in through the door, looking exhausted, same as she's been for the past 2 days.
All right. So she's looking kind of raggedy.
And like worse actually than before.
No. I'm going to go up to her. I'm gonna hold her by the shoulders, and I'm gonna say, "What is it now? What's all this?" As I make like a sweeping motion, like up and down her whole like form.
Well,
Like,
I'm
what's-
already so tired. Please. I don't have much time to sleep.
Okay, listen, I'm just worried about you is all.
We're gonna be there in like 4 hours. That's all the time I'm gonna have.
4 hours? That's it?
Or that's what they said. It might be longer. It depends on the winds.
Well, look, I just have something to say, and I'll let you get all the sleep that you want.
Please make it quick. I'm exhausted.
Yes, I know. But I don't say it enough.
And it just drops forward and like leans on you.
Yeah.
Since you're the height difference, her kind of forehead is like on your collarbone.
Yeah. I don't say it enough.
Shh. Put the finger on your mouth. Shh. I just want to sleep. We can do this later. I know what you're gonna say. I can't handle this right now. Please, Rowley.
I'm gonna roll my eyes, and I'm going to... can I see if I can sweep her off her feet? Because she's kind of tired.
Make a strength save. A strength check.
Strength save? Is she that heavy?
No, she's a rather slender figure.
Alright. That is a 16.
Oh yeah, easily enough. Oof.
And I'm going to put her into bed personally.
I could have just walked myself.
Well, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. And and I'm going to kiss her on the forehead.
Okay. And she kind of, as soon as she hits the bed, immediately is asleep.
I'm going to walk out without making as much noise as I can.
Stealth check.
Oh, we all saw how that went last time.
Yeah.
Come on, stealth check. All right, 14.
Better.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, I threw a perception with disadvantage, and she did not catch you this time.
Oh, thank the Lord. That would have sucked.
And you open the door and close it behind you, and you just see hundreds of people running around the living quarters of the Isle of Cinder, carrying different things. You see lots of people having thunder cannons strapped to their back, and a chill runs down your spine. As you know, what is just on the edge of the day.
Kind of a heavy feeling in my stomach. I'm going to go to the throne room again.
Okay, so you make your way over to the throne room. The 2 rows of 8 guards that kind of guard the entrance, standing in parallel, watch as you walk forward, and each of them kind of bows their head downwards as you walk by, in respect. And the 2 at the back, closest to the door, open the doors a grandiose style. And you see at the end of the red carpet with black and gold gilding on the sides of it, leading up to the basalt throne of the unfaltering flame, standing there, dressed in this crimson, darkened, almost that sort of darkish brown color that blood turns once it's dried, in these sort of leathers, with the symbol of the Phoenix Rebellion, the rising golden phoenix, displayed prominently on it. And you see that she's already speaking with a small group, and you recognize a few faces, mostly the leaders of the individual squadrons. You do see some even more familiar faces. You see Scorch and Sight, who are there, the Dwarver and Ashborn, and then Scorch, the human Ashborn, who are kind of standing on either side of her as she addresses everyone. Everyone. The time of revolution has come upon us. Soon, the wrongs of the Iron Grove Kingdom will be set right. And with the face of our freedom standing at my side, there will be none who will die innocently. But heed not these threats, brothers and sisters of flame, those who have brought you tyranny and oppression in the past, will no longer harm those thereafter. Once I sit upon our throne, we will rise from the ashes of our pasts and lead our people, the people of Amali, to a brighter tomorrow in the shadows of our radiance. And you kind of begin to merge into the crowd with this sort of speech going on.
Mm-hmm.
In 4 hours, we will arrive at the Hidden Valley. Those who surrender are to be unharmed. Those who do not must be eliminated. For our vision of peace to come to pass, they must be reborn. And then the whole crowd says in unison, in the flames of their sins. Go, make haste and preparation, sons and daughters of flame. And then you watch as all of them begin to drop to their knees, take the form of the phoenix, and then fly through the several holes in the ceiling of the tunnels that connect the rooms. Until Scorch, Sight, and the Unfaltering Flame are the only ones standing there, and now you have been revealed from the crowd.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I guess I will speak up, and I guess I'm just gonna kind of shrug and look up and say to her, so, what am I supposed to do here? I've just been told that I'll be leading, and that's basically it. I mean, I've kind of been left in the dark here.
We will take the kingdom. As we arrive, we will march down the streets, you at my side, and we will offer surrender. And then you will speak. You will accuse them of their sins, and should they deny, should they fight, the hearts and minds of those who have been blinded and hidden from the terrible truths that Iron Grove has held will be enlightened and will join our cause. Those who do not will meet the flame. She extends a hand forward, the ebony hand of the Fire Ganassi standing before you, with her flowing locks of flame. Extends her hand, palm facing upwards, and a small little flame, almost like a candle flame, is dancing in the palm of her hand. And then she closes her fingers around it one by one until it forms into a fist. Make your preparations, Raldia.
Okay, I kind of flustered. I'm just gonna look around and say, I guess I'll do everything that I must. And I guess I'm just gonna walk out.
Where do you go?
I am going to go to the workshop.
Okay. You go back to the workshop and you see that the workshop, for the first time that you've ever seen it, is completely empty. From the about 200 people who were making thunder cannons in this room before, None of them are there. It is barren and quiet, when usually the sounds of industrial mechanization is usually very loud and almost deafening. The sounds of shifting parts. And you walk into the workshop off to the side, and you see laying there on the table, after all this time, it's finally come to completion. The labor of love, we'll say, that you and Reina have been working on, the improved version of the Thunder Cannon that you have deemed the Thunder Cannon Mach 2. The concentrated single shot Thunder Cannon with its Aether Lens scope rests on the table.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm just gonna look it up and down and do that kind of a very impressed whistle. You know, the one that you always see. Yeah. And I'm just gonna take it, just kind of inspect it, and I'm just gonna check kind of what I have to work with going into this, like stuff wise. Really...
Well, you begin to look it over and inspect it, looking at the much smaller thunder chamber, and really just this beautiful creation that the both of you have improved and worked on together. And you sling it by the strap over your shoulder. It's very light in comparison. You reach over and grab the ammo casing bag that you enchanted yourself and created, the same way that all thunder cannons operate. Put it on your waistband and look around the workshop. The very, very messy workshop. And as you're looking forward, almost these ghostly visages of all the different times that you have spent over the past few weeks with Reina in this room, working on the different schematics, putting them together, making tweaks and alterations to thunder cannons, and you see about maybe 5 or 6 different positions of the both of you just scattered around the workshop, working, having these very quick flashing memories, and then you shake your head and all of them are gone, and the dim, low lantern light in the corner kind of flickers and falters, ominously, very lowly lighting the room. And then, in an instant, it goes out. You can still see, but it is much darker.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, what do I see? Nothing?
Nothing else that would be of value to you, for you to take with you.
Okay. Guess lights don't just go out. I'll say it right now.
Well, it was flickering as the door was left slightly ajar since nobody was around, and some wind got in and blew it out.
I was gonna say because something's going on here. But all right. So you said there's nothing.
There's nothing else that would be. There's like spare parts of thunder cannons that have been discarded because of tampering and like breaking.
Yeah.
Like that's what this room was dedicated to.
Taking things apart for parts.
Yeah.
Well then, I guess I'm gonna leave. Just gonna take my look around of the now empty workshop, kind of at how odd it is.
As you stand in the door frame, you do take this moment and look out into the workshop, and then turn around into where a majority of the work was actually done, and you slowly begin to ascend the stairs and kind of holding the railing that overlooks the about 100 tables that were set up for the preparation and building of the thunder cannons. You see the tools scattered about, some even half-finished thunder cannons that were completely left behind due to the rapid preparations that had to be made right after the attack. Many immediately discarded their work and just began preparations, and it's almost very ominous.
Mm.
Everything is very still in this moment.
I'm just gonna make my way out because, it's a very because Raldir knows what's gonna happen, and so this is kind of hitting him hard. So just gonna go back out into the busyness, I guess.
And as soon as you close the door behind you to the workshop, you see hundreds of Ashborn running back and forth, carrying spears, carrying thunder cannons, crates full of different supplies. It's very, very, very busy and bustling. You hear people shouting at each other, commanding, leading. Work is getting done. It is very, very busy.
Can I go out to the? Also, no, that wasn't just a bird noise. Because
I realized that you said that.
Yeah. Can I go to the?
Raldir can't turn into a bird, guys.
Yeah, not yet anyway. Wait, no, not at all. Actually.
Well, you can fly, but whatever.
Well, yeah, but for other reasons.
Yeah.
Can I go to the outside?
Oh, to the surface?
Yes.
You do so.
Okay, so do I see Iron Grove yet? Like anywhere?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
You step forward out of the cave-like entrance that shrouds the true entrance to the Ashbourne underground base of operations, and you walk along the grassy plains over towards the edge of this relatively small floating island. And as you stand over the edge, you gaze out. But as you're walking, you look to the left and you look to the right, and you see ghostly, ghastly images, memories, once again, of phoenixes flying around you, heading towards the airship. And as you turn to the left, you see, almost frozen in time, the moments of Torgeth. Firing the lightning bolt at you and Reyna. And then slightly afterwards, off to the left of that image frozen in time, you see the visage of yourself pulling your arm away as half of Torgeth's body becomes leaves, and then afterwards when it's gone, and then afterwards again as you hold Reyna in your arms, and then you shake your head and everything vanishes like tendrils of wind. What was the perception roll?
8.
You see a vast ocean of green underneath you, almost like a sea of emerald liquid being pushed forward in the wind. The enchantment is working its way well, masquerading the valley. But as you look down at your signet ring that you wear on your right hand, you hold it up closer to your face, and then you kind of raise your arm into the air. It begins to illuminate, and as it does so, something takes over you, and suddenly it glows very, very brightly, and almost like a shockwave of green, sending ripples in the air of this arcane burst of energy. You see the leaves go against the wind in their rippling, and this almost radiance that the forest had before fades, and the enchantment is broken. And in the distance, you see the once hidden valley, about another few hours off.
I am going to just kind of nod my head at that kind of slowly, and I'm gonna turn around and start walking back.
As you turn around, you see the unfaltering flame standing there.
Okay.
Raldir, my dear, you have done so much for us. And with this final act, you have ensured the destruction of this tyrannical system. You should be proud.
I know I should be, but it's a lot of emotions at once right now. I just want to get this over with.
Everything will be over soon. For your own sake, those which you hold dear, I wish for their surrender.
Yeah, I as well. That's definitely been on my mind.
Right. She nods her head slightly. Meanwhile, back in Iron Grove, we'll go slightly back in time to the morning thereafter. The third morning has come, and all of you are waking up in your cells, and you hear a knock knock.
Katana's gonna walk up to the bars.
You look around and you see a guard who is completely entangled in vines and gagged with a vine. And you see Twig standing to the left of him.
She's gonna give him a smile. Seems you're here already. Guess it's time.
Yuzit was taking a nap, but he's gonna wake up now.
That's what it seems.
Piton, you could get everyone out.
Alright, well, I'm gonna...
The squadron's just left.
Yeah, Patan is gonna do what she's told.
And for the sake of brevity, you unlock everything. And he says, "Oh, yes, of course." And he pulls off of his back this heavy crossbow with its extensions off to the side shaped into that of dragon's wings, and the front of it shaped into that of a dragon's head. All of this is casted in silver. The two eyes on either side of the head with the opened mouth, and through the mouth you can see a heavy crossbow bolt where the tongue should be, and right at the crest at the top you see the same mark which looks like a slightly opened eye, the mark of this smith. He says, I stopped by and I grabbed this for you. Use it. I saw that it was being made, and I thought it might be for you.
Yuzit will reach out and take it, and he's not going to focus on it too much right now. But with his other hand, he's going to kind of ruffle Twig's hair.
Oh, that's...
I apologize for the,
That's weirdly gentle.
disturbance earlier.
Patan is gonna giggle very cutely.
Well, we need to go. He still kind of like recoils and like tightens up a little bit in
We
fear.
better get going then. We have a long journey ahead of
And
us.
as you pull your hand away, I also have this. And he reaches out and he's holding just Captain Bronstree's pendant.
How did you get that?
Well, because of who my father is, I can kind of just go wherever I want. And I snuck into Bronstree's office in the night and I stole it.
Well, there's no more need for exposition here. Let's get going.
Grapper
The
just
faster
turns
the
to the
better.
camera. So all of you make your way outside, and the courtyard is empty. The guards at the front, the 8 that are usually there, aren't there. And as you look up in the sky, you see what looks like a cloud of black. Grapher. Well, actually, who has the highest wisdom here?
Definitely not me.
Let me see. I think we have the same. No, I have a 0 mod. That'd be is it then?
Yeah, I've got a 13 for a 1 mod.
Okay, make a perception check then.
$17.
You look at this cloud and it does not look like a natural cloud, and as you kind of look out in the distance a little bit more, you see smaller objects of sort of undulating circles of this darkish color join into this cloud as they are getting further and further away, and you can make out what it's made out of. It's tens of thousands of birds. And you watch as once all of them are coalesced together, they split out into this almost W-like formation, and then fly away. I want everybody to make stealth checks.
And disadvantage for heavy armor?
Sure.
Or...
Believe it or not, I've got heavy armor on too.
I got none, and I got a 20 on my stealth check.
Nat or soft?
Soft,
Alright, no natty.
unfortunately.
Natural 1.
Nice!
2.
Nice. And Twig? 7 for a 9.
So Patan is the only one no one can see. Sort of.
So it's really loud, but thankfully everybody's really busy. And you hear a voice. Hey!
Pause for a second.
Real quick. Did any extra bolts come with that? I'm trying to...
Oh, yeah, it came with a quiver that is very nicely decorated of 19. One is already loaded.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey!
Patan is going to look at the direction of the voice.
You see a bird kind of perched on the top of the building that's just speaking. Hey!
Twig,
What's going on here?
what do we do?
Twig says, breakfast! Sorry, I had to do it.
I'm disappointed.
Disappointment! And I had to. Sorry, not sorry.
You're blind now.
He says, what's going on here? What do you guys do?
Enlarge twig, go! Wouldn't
You
that be
serious?
fun? No. That'd be funny though.
Twig, do you still have that fly spell?
Yeah, I could do that, but I think this would be better. And he is going to cast... Why do I keep putting his character sheet away when I know he's going to be here for a little while?
He's just gonna throw a smoke bomb on the ground and go, scatter!
Let's see.
You can
Yeah,
find
he's going to do
that.
that.
Oh, he is gonna scatter.
That is a natural 1 wisdom save on this this guard, and he turns Twig casts polymorph and turns him into a caterpillar.
Noise.
Okay, now we have to leave now.
And Patan is going to lead.
Yep, and you
Gonna
guys
snatch Gonna
begin
snatch up
to
Crawford and
begin to
follow.
run.
I'm being footballed.
What are you guys doing?
Well, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I just footballed Grafford and I'm following Twig.
But yeah, we gotta, I guess the front entrance. Get out of here.
Okay. There's nothing else that you want to do? No other preparations you want to make?
I don't think I can. Sorry.
Me neither. Oh wait, do we get a full night's or a?
Yes, you guys do take a long rest in the... So, for whatever that counts for. Yes, you get your
Yeah.
your 2 health points back.
Well, we had 3 days.
Yeah.
So
So then everything, you guys don't want to do anything else?
Nope.
Um,
Just keep on running, keep on running.
Is our path going to take us past the smith?
No, you would have to go a little bit out of your way.
Yeah. Just following Twig then.
Okay. So you guys run in the direction of the front entrance because you can kind of use the pendant anywhere that there's a tree.
Well, no, we're just following Twig.
And the closest tree. Yeah. No, you guys are following me. Wait.
What?
No, Twig took off and we're following him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I guess we're following Twig then.
Okay, so he
the
just
closest tree.
yeah, he runs to the closest one, which is actually out a back entrance since the castle is on the edge. Like the back of the castle is up against the wall of the trees, so he actually kind of just gets towards the back of it to a back entrance, opens it up with a key ring that he has, and it's basically a door that leads to a tree. Like you open the doorway and the doorway is just a tree.
That's cool.
Because it's literally pressed right up against the wall of trees. And he holds up the amulet and it kind of begins to twist and contort, and the wood begins to break as it shifts and morphs into that's 4 different ways of saying change, guys. Into an archway, a tunnel that is about 20 feet or so long.
You're starting to speak like Twig.
Yeah. As soon as it's baton size, she's just gonna run through.
Yeah. Well, all of you kind of have to crouch, and Yizzy, you gotta crawl.
Yeah.
No.
See, I could have just been out of there.
Yeah, and Grafford can walk.
But I've been footballed.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta use both arms to crawl, so Grafford, you're getting set on the ground.
Yep. So you walk.
Yo, roll me
and
like a bowling ball.
you.
I'd like to make a
you
strength check.
what was that?
Make a strength check.
Okay. I would actually say Grafford make an acrobatics check.
Oh.
I'm on it.
Oh, they're on it. It's a Twig.
Hold
What's
on.
the plan?
Hold on. What was the total on that?
15.
15. So you put your knees to your chest and then hug them against
Combat
them.
roll.
And you look at Yizit, and then Yizit looks at you, and you look at him, and he looks at you.
You stare into each other's eyes.
And then the both of you nod at the same time, and he grabs you by the back of your pants and lifts you up, kind of swings his arm backwards, and then in a single fell swoop rolls you through it like a bowling ball. And you kind of just tumble and turn, tumble and turn, tumble and turn the full 20 feet until you land. Make a dexterity save, followed by a constitution save.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Dexterity save, then con save. Let's see. Dex save, natural 20.
Okay, so you land.
Con save.
Oh
natural
my god.
Oh my god.
You feel your food from yesterday beginning to come up, but then you press it down like, I'm a man. I could do this. And you stand, and then you kind of look back to the tunnel, shoot him a thumbs up, and nod with a cheeky grin on your face.
God.
You better believe I just did that all right now.
I'm gonna take a picture of this. Hold on.
As Yizit pulls out his camera.
Yizit, where'd you get that magical media device?
I got it from.
And then you guys make your way through without trouble, unless there's anything else extravagant that wants to happen with this doorway.
Have Twig,
I just want to
Twig
ask
roll.
Twig what the plan is.
Okay, go for it.
Twig, what's the plan?
Well, I was thinking we could get to the airship and then just fly about a mile or so behind them, and then we could try and infiltrate in the chaos and find the young prince and princess.
Alright, should we use a distractor maybe?
Well, all of the army is already gone. There's no one left in Iron Grove.
I mean to distract the army so we can get the
Well,
prince.
they should be fighting the Ashborn when they collide.
I know, but what if they see us?
Well, let's hope not.
Wait.
Damn it, I'm trying to make an excuse so I can use my Asmar form already.
am waiting. What am I waiting for?
I'm 20 feet away. Don't worry. We're going to the ship.
Okay, so for the sake of brevity, you make
No,
your way.
wait.
Okay.
I got an idea.
Okay.
As we're running to the ship, I'm gonna talk to Twig. Twig, I might be crazy, but what if we got there first? You've
We'll
got
see.
Gust, right?
Yes, we do. But I would rather, just in case we need to fight the Ashborn as well, hold on to
What
my
if we just
arcane
talk?
abilities. Well, you saw what happened last time. They almost killed us.
We never tried to talk. We always jumped to action. I'm sure something good will come of it.
I got an idea.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that. They have Raldia, and whatever they did to him, it must have brainwashed him or something. He didn't come back with me.
I hope he's okay.
I do too.
What if he just knows something we don't? They can't just force him to stay there. He's
I have been
very
A part
strong
of-
mentally.
a part of Iron Grove my entire life. And the Ashborn have been fighting us for a long time now.
We'll just have to see from him.
At this uncomfortable silence.
Well, I mean, was a run and talk.
Oh, okay.
As the way was being made to the ship.
How far away is it from the city walls?
It's a good 40 feet away, parked outside.
Oh, okay. So it's not very far at all.
Well, you guys, it's near the front entrance. So you're gonna
Ooh.
walk around the perimeter of the trees. So it's a bit of a walk, maybe about 5 minutes. Did you want to do something?
I'd like to expedite things.
Alright, so for the sake of brevity, we make our way to the ship. And
Well, I was gonna say I pick up Baton and Grafford and just book it.
okay.
What?
Monster
attack.
charge.
He Twig wild shapes into a bird seeing this happening. And you guys just book it.
Piton has a small panic attack.
And book it towards the ship. You make your way over, climb up the rigging on the side. Do you want it to be in big form or small form?
Small
Grafford.
form. That
You
goes
sh-
faster.
You pull the fifth lever that was added because it's 4. The fifth lever that is behind you, and you hear cranking, churning, cracking, and snapping, which does not sound good, and you start to freak out for a bit. But then you watch as its form begins to slowly shrink until it's back to the same old Rusty that you knew before.
Off we go.
Are the sails still rigged?
Yeah, everything it's in good condition. It's just that the hull shrinks down, or
Oh, okay.
expands.
And the hull is full of bullets,
What?
I'd like to assume.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause they were
you
flying
said,
from the
see,
top and
you
just-
said bullets, and there's an enemy called the Boulette.
Yeah, the ones that killed.
Yeah, the giant mole-like shovel-headed creatures. I'm like, why is it full of bullets? Look it up. It's kind of crazy. Bullette, I think is how it's spelled.
That's some kind of illegal cargo.
It's crazy
You're
looking.
you're not allowed to bring
Whoa! It looks like an alligator. No,
It has
armadillo dragon.
it has a shovel head.
Those are
It's
the
cute.
It
those
is
are the
really cute.
sand shark things that killed Angie's other character, right?
No, those were actually sand sharks.
Oh, okay.
Like actually just sharks that lived in the sands.
Pay respect to Anna.
I'm going to find the fastest wind route.
Make a nature check. So against Twig's advisement, you're still gonna try and get there first.
I'm gonna get there first.
Okay.
25.
You find the fastest wind route that you can, but they did get a huge head start on you. So You lift off, pull anchor, unlock altitude, and then kind of move things around so that way. Well, you lock altitude so that way you can kind of tilt the ship forward, and then let it catch the wind, and then you take off at rather quick speed as you waited for just the right moment for a wave of wind to push you forward, and you're well on your way.
As we're on our way, I'm going to make sure to restock potions.
Okay, so you
Try to.
set it forward and you do that. How long does it take?
We agreed on an hour, I believe.
An hour per or hour for all?
Let me see. I do have it written down here.
As he goes to do that, I'll kind of take the helm and supervise it, not really touch much.
Okay, so you walk up the stairs that head up to the top area of the deck.
Piton is gonna wait with Twig.
All right. Twig is kind of standing at the bow and kind of just looking. I looked up ship terminology. Okay, I'm using it. Kind of just leaning over.
This is what was going on.
And gazing out, looking for something very intensely. I'm actually gonna make a perception check for him. Ooh, 21. I'm just gonna say it's an hour per because you're supposed to do it like over a long rest. And if you wanted, you could have done it like last night.
I should have said I was going to, but I completely forgot.
We can
something
retcon
was
it.
Going on outside.
Totally fine. We can retcon it. So you're still like you're kind of just looking through your things as it comes up, and then you hear first you hear it, Patan. You hear Twig. Oh no. Oh no, no, no! Almost panicking with fear in his eyes. And you watch as a fireball the size of... what's a good measurement for this? It's easily twice the size of the airship.
Big form or small form?
A huge fireball sailing forward. As he's looking out, he points, and you see, almost blotting out the sun, cascading a shadow, an island.
They've come to us.
Coming from the south. When you left to go to the island in search, you had traveled north. It came from behind. And you watch as this fireball engulfs the valley and washes over it and begins to set the giant trees aflame.
Oh God.
As each of you turn and look at this, you just look with a frozen look of horror as you realize that there is no one left to defend Iron Grove. Except for you four. That's where we're going to close our session. I would like to thank each and every single one of you for joining us for episode 17 of season 1 of Arisen, Flames of Revolution. And we'll catch you in the next time, episode 18. For everybody here at D&D Universe and the Arisen Cast, we'd like to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.